So I am hoping this actually functions today. I am praying. I sound better today. I sound better, don't I? I sound objectively slightly better than usual. I don't know why. Something's changed, and I don't know what's changed. Anywho, yes, today we actually are covering episode 3 of season 2 of Pop Team Epic. Or would it be episode 13, 14, 15, 16 of the series overall if you're counting by that way of counting. So yeah, I mean, so last week's episode was very interesting, I must admit. We got Abari back for like the weirdest string of things happening in an episode of my life. I guess they're going off to King Records this week, not Tower Records. Tower Records just does music. King Records this time around. Last season it was Takashoba, which I also believe actually bleeds into the manga series itself. But in this season they're going after King Records, which objectively is actually kind of funny. So the actual boss fight they were fighting in the show was actually King Records. Then also, top of everything else, they actually got voice actors that were in original mecha shows to actually kind of do the entire thing as well. Kind of appreciated that after a while, realizing who the actual voice actor was for one of the actual parts of the episode. That was a neat little touch. And yeah, I mean, it's also partially a Full Metal Alchemist reunion as well, which is actually kind of a weird thing, considering we had Remy Park and also Alphonse's voice actress as well, so that was kind of cool. Also could actually have to also possibly be a reunion for Bleach as well, because I believe is Alphonse's voice actress in Bleach as well? I'm trying to remember. I know Remy Park voices Hitsugaya, so that was kind of like, oh shit, Hitsugaya's in this episode. So that's kind of cool, the last episode. So I guess I'm one, and also we had Sephiroth as well, so that's the other cool thing. We had Sephiroth. So I do actually kind of wonder what they will do this week. Hello, how's it going? How are you doing? So before I begin, I need some tissue because my is being a shithead today. There we go. My nose has been really weird lately. The chest infection I had hasn't gone, so I'm kind of still recovering. It's a really weird, I'm in like a really weird like period of my life where I had a really bad illness and it hasn't gone, so I'm kind of just vibing with this illness still. So, watching some shitty anime. I really do hope people don't believe I'm saying that this anime is shitty. I'm just making the joke that the joke they make is that the show is shit. So I'm kind of hoping people are like, is he calling anime shit? I really hope people don't think I'm actually legitimately calling the show shit. I'm just making the joke that they're making the joke of it being shit. Anywho, let's get shown on the road. Let's start this thing in 3, 2, 1. Let's start this thing absolutely now. Bob Team Epic immediately? Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god, what the hell is that? I also realized there's actually no English subtitles. I'm watching it in Spanish. I can do it in Spanish, it's not a problem. So yeah, I believe it's working, I'm not too sure. I'm kind of hoping it is. Oh yeah, I realized one pillows are actually sleeping on the bed, properly. just realized that. Praise be that I can actually read Spanish. Because I was like, wait a minute, is there no English subtitles completely? Am I going crazy? Dutch, Espanol, España, France, Italian, Portuguese, none. Okay, I guess I'm watching in Spanish. So yeah, I mean, enough talk of there not being any subtitles and my somewhat ability to actually read almost Spanish. I can actually almost read it. There's some bits and bobs I can't read. That's just human nature. I can't read half of English sometimes. Anywho, yeah, this show is like going above and beyond to just be brilliant, I must admit. It's one of those things that this show is just, it's insane. Like, even more so than season 1. I need to know what they're taking to actually make this show, because I still don't maintain they're sober at this point in time. That's the thing. I don't believe that they're sober. So I mean, it's even better because I would love if there's a blackout and then magically wake up and it's all done. It's just a massive like event and just like, what the fuck's happened? Where are we? Poputan. There's probably a reference here for a TV show that I'm not equipped to get because I don't. Because when I was a kid, the only thing I watched was Batman Beyond. I thought at some point it was Animal Crossing reference. That's what I thought originally. I just have Cthulhu. I think Voltron. Well, something similar to Voltron, and then a cow. Because should have killed the cow. It's surprisingly got really rolled really quickly as well. It's like Dora the Explorer a little bit as well. Don't get me wrong, I think it's probably a universal reference to like most like it's money, a cake, and a bear. So basically, they just circumvented the actual problem by just getting money. So, by all accounts, the way to fix most things in life is just to get just money basically. My brain's doing three different things at one time in this episode. I'm actually watching the episode, reading Spanish, then translating what I'm reading into English in my brain. I'm doing three things at one time. Team Cooking's back again. What the fuck, man? 2 weeks on a trot. Well, this be the episode we actually get a thingy back as well. Good old Hoshino Gold drop. The fucking Pepper. I got the name in Spanish, but I can't remember the name in English. Damn, she not having been made in the abyss. They put made in the abyss in this show. They're about to actually do like public torture. I'm not too sure it's actually any better. I respect the I respect it, but I don't think it actually fixes the issue. I like the thing that's actually a Higurashi reference. You know, when Keiichi's at the door and then Ren is in the doorway. I like to think it's actually a reference to it, but I don't think it is. I like to think it is. I just want to know what the voice actresses and actors think when they go to this show. Because I think even at this point, they're starting to break character as well. Because a lot of the voice actors start randomly laughing. I've noticed that, like they randomly keep the actual. He's T-posing. He's not considered T-posing. So wait a minute. So the actual chocobos are actually a real thing now. They're actually a part of the law. IRL pot team epic. What the fuck? Does that mean they actually do exist in real life? It's never been properly ever established whether or not Popoko and Pipimi actually exist in our own world. Wait, so they're visiting King Records, they actually can destroy it. I think every single show in anime, I think it's probably the show you want to work on. Because it must be fucking insane. So it must be, the director must walk in and go, do whatever the fuck you want. Literally, there's no hold bars in this show. I still do really wish they released the actual VTuber models. I would actually rock a Bob Team Epic VTuber model if they actually released it. So interesting to know that I couldn't actually watch this in English. I actually had to watch this in Spanish. It's just a really weird concept that not even Crunchyroll actually releases everything on time anymore. I guess it is actually hot water, to be honest. I think she's also making she was using the I don't remember the name of the actual device. I know I've got one, it's the problem. So is it a pour over coffee, if I remember correctly? It's what she's making. So yeah, I mean, I seriously have no fucking idea what's actually happening anymore in this show. This show's gone full blown fucking insane. Like, there was a semblance of like normality to season one, like a tiny bit of it was there. It wasn't fully like completely there, but it was like you could tell they had a grip on reality slightly. But I feel like just given up at this point and just kind of gone straight into like some like cocaine territory of anime. You know, it's that kind of level you don't. It's like, I don't know what other like examples are there out there. I don't think there actually is, to be honest. Because again, the only other example I can think of that's like surrealist comedy that makes no fucking sense but it's amazing to an extent. It makes no fucking sense is Xavier Renegade Angel, which also by all accounts is actually the most genius comedy show of all time. So do go watch it. It's amazing. But that kind of like, it reminds me of something you would see in Adult Swim, like in the mid-2010s, that kind of era. Stuff that, it always feels like one of those sketches they will do in the midnight that that catches off guard. What this show feels like at this point. I kind of like it because of that reason. There's something in the background of that image that's actually famous, isn't it? It's not for Moon, is it? I think it's for Moon. Oh god, the voices sound so goddamn familiar. It's really fucking annoying me. The voice actors actually just given up at this point because they just keep. I could tell they're ad-libbing shit randomly now. Oh god, PP's voice sounds so goddamn familiar. It's annoying me. I don't think it's anyone from JoJo that I like, main cast of JoJo. I don't remember who they haven't had on at this point. I don't think it's who I thought last week with when I originally thought it was the guy from all of the Nitro Plus visual novels. You know, he's also the voice of the Scabber orphan guy. I don't think it is. I just feel like if actually I want to know what under the influence of something is, this is probably the show for it. I feel like they don't. They aren't under the influence or anything. I feel like everything is just completely sober at the same time. I'm like, oh yeah, they can't be sober making this show. But I generally think they're completely like dead serious making this show. I just want to know how I just need to know what the actual production's like because it just does. It feels insane. I feel like more than any time beforehand, these voice actors actually just having like just doing the fuck they want. I can't explain it, but it just feels like they're actually doing what the fuck they want. Don't think it's Aizen this week. I'll tell you, would they put Aizen in this? Aizen already been in it. One of those things, I have to go back and see who's actually been in this show. So way too many people been in this show that I know of. That it makes me kind of hard. It's like getting to the end of like a match-3 puzzle or a puzzle in of itself. That you know everything, you know a lot of it. So when you get to like the last parts of it, you're like, wait a minute, who? What do I do now? I don't think of things in this show yet, has he? Koji Yamadera. Could it be Yamadera? I don't think it is Yamadera. He has to appear in the show at some point, but I don't think it's this week. Okay, so why is Nanachi in this show? I don't know. I just. I guess it's probably like an overarching reference to this whole entire thing. That's actually why Nanachi appears in it, but it's like the world's weirdest like tangent. Again, it's probably a reference there as well, isn't there? Girls playing in Cyberpunk. Someone's probably made that joke already. Like, oh my god, it's like Cyberpunk 2077, isn't it? It's all broken and shit. I mean, someone's made a joke already. Well, about 10 people made a joke already. Maybe 100, who knows? I just love how it just kind of stops on Cthulhu in the corner. And now see, they sold a Popcorn Pepimi Chocolate Bird, buy one immediately. I hope Square Enix actually does it. They're retraining the same jokes in the first season, but for some reason it just kind of makes sense. At the same time, I don't know how to explain it. Oh shit! Are they visiting the place itself? Didn't they blow up Takeshoba at the end of season 1 though? I believe. Didn't they blew it up? it's probably actually probably when I think about it, it's probably then made the best voice actress. It's probably Mari saying this episode. I don't know. Isn't she voicing Nanachi if I remember correctly? Or she the voice of one of the other characters? In a warped way, they actually do care about their employees. Right, I'm gonna have a quick look at who the voice actors and actresses are. Oh, wait a minute. Did they actually go away more for what one of the voice actors actually is? Because has Yumo Ichida been in his season yet, or in his show? To be honest. Right. So, actually, I do wonder, did the English ever come out for it? No. There's no English subtitles. That's interesting. There's no wait, I'll refresh and see that actually is English. No, there's no English. They just didn't put any English subtitles on this episode. Right, it's Hoshino, isn't it? I love how they're actually literally called Hoshino Girl Drop as well. It's funny because it's actually it's funny. I like it. Right, where is it? There we go. Right, so I think it might give no away. Oh yeah, I thought his voice sounded familiar. It's fucking what's his face from well, oh fuck, it's Fugo. That's it. Fugo is in there somewhere. It's Fugo and Itadori it's Fugo and Itadori. I was like, wait a minute, now it makes sense. Yeah, it was in Ichida. I thought so. I was like, and then it says it was Ash and Itadori this week, for the male side, and the voice of Meowth was this week's for the. Really? Wait a minute. Yeah, Meowth. Oh, holy shit. I would never have got it because I've never actually watched I've never watched Pokemon in Japanese. Yeah, it's the voice actress of Meowth. Nyarth, I think is Nyarth is the Japanese title. Yeah, so that's probably that's my bad for being raised on just English dub of Pokemon. Okay, so I was wrong on both sides. The Pokemon reunion, ha ha ha. I'm guessing probably Ash. Yeah. Oh, and Vivi as well. Oh no, Pikachu. So we had Pikachu and Meowth and Morgana, really? Holy shit! Pikachu and Morgana are the same voice actress. Really? And Vivi as well, no less. that's eye-opening. Oh, and Chomper. Chopper. Is it Chomper or Chopper? I've always had Chomper. For some reason. Yeah, just So Pikachu, Chopper, and Morgana share the same voice actress. That's like, that's insane. Actually, holy shit. And also Konohamaru from Naruto. What the fuck? Yeah. So this week I would have got if I was cued in a bit more on it, I would have got the male side of it. But the Japanese side of it was Japanese side of it. The female side of it was mostly geared, I guess, more to it's geared more to if you. It's fucking Dot from Animaniacs as well. What the fuck? What do you mean that Dot from Animaniacs had the same voice actress as fucking Pikachu in Japanese? That's fucking insane. Ryo from fucking Devilman had the same voice actor as fucking Wako Warner from Animaniacs in Japanese. What? And Mayuri's a voice actor for fucking Yako as well. Japanese dub of Animaniacs is fucking insane. Okay, who voices fucking Brain? Fucking King DDD, really? Yeah, so in all retrospects, it's more of a if you grew up with Pokemon in Japanese, it would have been like immediate. Sadly, the Japanese dub never existed over here, to my knowledge, unless you actually kind of really went out and looked for it. Because I even think the Blu-rays only have the English on it still, because is the Japanese and English very fundamentally different in Pokemon? Like, so much so that the actual release of it is just in dub only. I know, because the same thing happens with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! The DVDs only have the English on it. Because I bought it thinking it would have the Japanese on it, because I know the Japanese is like vastly different. Having always watched Yu-Gi-Oh! In English, I was like, well, I'm watching Japanese now. Couldn't, because it's only available in English dubs. So yeah, I mean, the other side of it, I probably would have got if it was a bit more cued in, but it's Ash and Itadori, so there you go. I mean, yeah, what can I say? Fucking insane. That was just the TLDR of the episode overall. Gotta change panels because for some reason I can't actually be on a white background because it just glows on me for some reason. Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those episodes that you can't quite figure out because I think it goes more delirious as time goes on. It's not like part of it that you kind of like, well, you know what? I understood that. Because the whole like the Nanachi ranking, I guess it's probably a reference in there somewhere. That's actually a thing that they're referencing overall that makes some more sense. Having never watched Made in the Abyss myself, I probably wouldn't get that immediately because I don't think I've ever seen a Nanachi ranking yet on my That's the thing. I'm trying to do I actually said I was doing 3 things at one time. I'm doing 4 things. My brain is watching the anime, reading the Japanese subtitles, reading the Spanish subtitles, translating them into English in my brain. So I actually like, okay, now I get what's going on here. Then actually also subsequently trying to add commentary. My brain was like, fuck, at the end of it. And it's just not helping because the episode itself was just fucking insane. But I did also like that, again, it does feel as if like, the more insane it gets, the voice actors and actors are actually having a lot more fun. I mean, you could tell like Yuma and Inoki, I believe is his second name. I'm trying to remember. Inoki. You could tell that they're both having a massively good time. Like they didn't care one bit about the episode. They just did their own thing. It felt like that, and it kind of makes it even better because they're ad-libbing a lot of the shit. Because you could tell the scripts are very vastly different between both sides of it. The female side is a bit more tamer in comparison if you actually kind of viewed it. Because I can't explain it very well, but I say it's tamer. It kind of had a very different feeling. Like, it just felt like the second half of it was a bit more loose in comparison. It felt a bit more tighter in the previous part, but the actual male side just felt way more loose, and it kind of felt like you're watching a completely different episode. Because out of 10 times, there's always like this feeling that you're watching the same thing twice. There's a little bits here and there of differences, but 9 out of 10 times what you're watching is basically exactly the fucking same. But in this episode, it felt like there was 2 different extremes. And it kind of felt a lot better because of it. It felt a bit more fresher because of it. It didn't really feel like you're watching the same thing twice because there were so many different things going on at one time. You're just like, what the fuck is happening? And then the voice actors kind of added more things to it, which actually added more stuff to that as well. And I like that about it because it's one of those things that makes it kind of feel a bit more fresh. It doesn't really feel like you're watching the same repetition constantly. And yeah, I mean, again, as I always say, I can't wait to see what this show does do because the show, by all accounts, to me is the most what's the word? It's the most like energetic comedy I've watched in a very long time. I said during the opening the stream, it's very reminiscent of Xavier Renegade Angel in that kind of surrealist comedy way, but also just being very fucking funny. But at the same time, it just has that mid-2000s or mid-2010s Adult Swim feeling that I've been longing for a very long time. I really do like surrealist comedy because it's one of those things that kind of makes it's a lot better than I guess traditional comedy, because traditional comedy kind of feels repetitious. It's one of those things that you can tell is written to make you laugh. It's written forcibly to make you laugh. This one, it kind of it feels organic to what's going on in the whole entire episode. That's why you laugh more, because it's like you have zero idea what the fuck's happening. Like what is this? What shit you put in front of my eyes, my dudes? So it makes it better, I think, in my opinion. I don't know how to explain it, but that's kind of how I always found Pot to be one of the best comedies. I mean, people do in theory. I kind of feel like the actual way they do things kind of doesn't really feel like it gels a lot with audiences. It kind of feels it feels very niche in that way. Like the people who get it, and the people who don't just kind of laugh anyway. But if you kind of get what they're going for, it makes it even better. And the references they make here and there just make it even better. I mean, last week the whole Abari referencing the idea of like, I don't think it was Gravion is the one they're referencing, but it might be, I can't remember. But stuff like that, it goes along with actually make this show just so much more better. And I kind of feel like this show, I hope, just gets more recognition and kind of comes back more often, because it's one of those comedies I need to watch constantly because it's so fucking good. It's just, it's brilliant. I love it to bits, and I can't wait to see more of this show. I would watch it every single day if I could. I mean, I kind of wish it had like the Psyche K kind of way of doing it. Like it had like, I believe Psyche K aired every single day for one sketch. I mean, if they did the same thing with this, it'd be even better, I think. But yeah, that is me done for today. So as always, if you actually have enjoyed the stream as always, and do leave a like because it does help quite a bit. Leave a sub as well, it does help quite a bit. Also, actually have then enjoyed the entire stream as a whole, and as always, do a follow on Twitter. Join the Twitch channel as well by following on Twitch, because on Twitter you'll find out when your streams are live, and on Twitch you watch these streams live most of the time as well, depending on if anything happens in the meantime. And yeah, I mean, hopefully tomorrow watch hopefully Monday we actually watch Golden Kamui properly without arigato gozaimasu. Arigato. Hopefully you watch it without hitches, because this time I was watching it in Spanish, so it's kind of one of those weird kind of like, holy shit, my brain's got to do more things at one time than just watching the episode. I was kind of translating at the exact same time and actually then trying to like gather the meaning, because it feels I've never realized this, but I can read Spanish, so it's one of those things that I'm gifted in that way. But the comedy feels way different in Spanish than it does in English. It just kind of has a completely different feeling. So my friend's like, wait a minute, wow, this actually feels very different. I'd have to do it more often, actually. It kind of feels, I don't know why, it kind of has a bit more pop in Spanish to it. So yeah, I mean, with all that said, actually, if you have enjoyed the stream, if you have, then thank you so much. It means a lot to me. So next episode 17, I think, I'll Pop Pick Season 2, or season overall. See you guys then. Bye for now.